In the town of Derry, Maine, every 27 years, little boys and little girls go missing. Missing people reports are often filed, but no one is ever found. That is because the adults of Derry know what happened to those kids, with aliases such as
It, Pennywise, the dancing clown, the clown, whoa, Robert Gray,
also Bob Gray,
Georgie Denborough, the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Spider, the Giant Spider, the Devil, the Leper, Flute Lady, Lilith, Judith, Weak Old Woman, Clown, Mimic, Imposter, Headless Boy, MF, Stupid Mummy, Stupid Mime, Lonely Clown, Mrs. Kirsch, the Witch, the Monster, Eater of Worlds, Eater of Children, the Derry Disease, the Eternal, and the Taurus.
This is going to be an interesting one because my name is Ash Lynch and this is the brief history of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now, we got to start at the beginning because in 1973, 13 years before the book was even released,
in Grey Matter, the narrator mentions having a friend who once worked in the sewers near Bangor, Maine. One day, the man returned from the sewers with bright white hair and claimed to have seen a giant spider.
The man had to have seen Pennywise in his normal form. Maybe. We can assume, but for now, as it's 13 years, it's just a guess. Which is why, travelling 13 years into the future, Stephen King releases It.
The town of Derry are tormented by an entity called Pennywise the Dancing Clown, and every 27 years he comes from his hiding place in the sewers to snatch children in order to feed on their fears and flesh. This entity can morph into the darkest nightmares of the individual it haunts. It is defeated by a group of children called the Losers Club, but isn't killed.
And for 27 years later, some of the Losers Club return as grown-ups to now finally destroy Pennywise. Then in 1987, 1 year later,
in the Tommyknockers, the main character, Tommy Jacklin, claimed to have seen a clown with shiny silver dollars for eyes, looking at him through the sewer drains. This marked Pennywise's only proper appearance outside of It, but it could have been a hallucination.
I still like that. I love it when it may be new stories, but old characters are appearing or having a reference, something about it, and believe me, Pennywise is referred to multiple times. But we're going back to It because in the 1990s, we got a miniseries that would be slowly edited to create a full-length feature film, and it's long. And you can also tell it was a miniseries because every scene, well, majority of the scenes, they always end with a fade to black. So it kind of takes you out of the picture, but with a legend like Tim fucking Curry playing Pennywise, it was going to be a winner either way. But once again, we now have to go away from It and into Insomnia.
You see, Insomnia, which came out in 1994, was set in Derry, the very same location as It. The book even references the events that occurred during Pennywise's first defeat. They also mention deadlights and a character that referred to himself as Kingfish, just like Pennywise.
And now we have to get back to Pennywise in a little thing called Wah.
It is basically the Hindi Pennywise, just with a few new plot points, including the add-on of who Wah really is.
Instead of him being an alien or this creature from another dimension or anything, he's actually just a man who was teased for his height and was rebuffed by his love for being too short, which made him become a clown and then kill himself, which would then turn him into a vengeful spirit. I'll still take the killer spider and the space turtle, but I can see what they were trying to do. The next time we would hear about Pennywise would be in 2001 in The Dreamcatcher.
In Dreamcatcher, King's new novel, Dreamcatcher was set near Derry, Maine. One of the characters took a detour to the town and ended up at the water storage standpipe. Since the tower had previously been destroyed, a plaque stood in its place to honour the victims, and on the memorial, someone had spray painted,
"Pennywise lives," insinuating the clown is not down for the count. And from here on in, it would just be like short references here and there. Well, the one that always comes to my mind is fucking Robot Chicken. And then when it came to 2011, we wouldn't just hear about Pennywise again, but we'd encounter the Losers Club as well.
11/22/63. In this novel, the main character, Jake Epping, travels back in time to Derry in 1958, where he meets a young Beverly Marsh and Richie Tozer. The interaction took place after the Losers Club's first encounter with Pennywise.
He even overhears them talking about a clown, but he doesn't want to get involved or ask them about it. Fair enough, it's all a bit weird. 2017, it arrives in cinema as a meant-to-be full-length feature film. Not a miniseries that gets edited, it's its own film. And I'm a massive fan of it.
But with this time Bill Skarsgård as the dancing clown, with a much more traditional look and a whole new interpretation.
He even dances. Never mind. With this new film, it pretty much made Pennywise everywhere. Everyone wanted to be the clown. And yes, we do need to talk about the clown sightings that people say were inspired by it and Pennywise. You can say what you want, but if you're going to go with a film inspiring you to scare people or even cause them harm, number one, you're an idiot, and number two, if you actually use that as a cause to injure or harm someone, you're an even bigger fucking idiot. Get back!
Including my least favourite actor / comedian, James Corden.
They referenced him in Saturday Night Live. They even had him on The Simpsons. And then in 2018, one more reference in a Stephen King book.
Elevation, King's novella, was set in the fictional town of Castle Rock, but there was one reference to the infamous clown. At one point, the narrator described the changing of seasons in the main town and the excitement for Halloween. He mentioned the local school would be holding their annual Halloween dance, where the local band Big Top was playing. And for Halloween,
they would change their name to Pennywise and the Clowns. We also would get a Pennywise reference in the film The Dark Tower with Idris Elba. It's more just a background set, but I like it. And then in 2019, It Chapter 2 would be released, set 27 years into the future after the first film's events, where the Losers Club are all grown up, and a majority of them go to take down Pennywise once and for all. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! These two films together, I am happy. I am so happy with. I enjoy the both of them. I have to watch them both together. I can't watch one and then go, oh, I'll watch the next one another time or tomorrow. No, I have to go bang, bang, spooky. And considering It Chapter 2 is nearly 3 hours long, it takes up my evening. But even now, we are still getting Pennywise references, even just when they get snuck in. Because if I tell you Attack on Titan had a reference to Pennywise, you wouldn't believe me until I showed you. See him yet? There he is. What the fuck? For a character to have that much impact on film, TV, and on books, even if they are just Stephen King's books, but to have an Attack on Titan referencing him, you've got to bow down to Stephen fucking King for making an insane character, an incredible character. You do whatever you want, Stephen. Seriously, you could retire. But the man continues to release books, and I don't care. I'm a huge fan of Stephen King. Obviously, I've mentioned in the past, my favourite Stephen King is Misery. Then I would say Christine, then It, then The Shining. But what did you think of this brief history of Pennywise the Dancing Clown? Is there any suggestions of who you want to see me do next? Because to be honest with you, I love doing the brief histories. Looking back at the characters, seeing what they've been in and finding out that they've been in a lot more things than you could imagine, including places you couldn't have dreamed they'd have appeared in. It's fun. Therefore, if I have missed any references or remarks or appearances of Pennywise, drop a link down in the description. Get in contact on social media at ALynchMedia. Like, subscribe, comment, all this shiz. Because when you support the channel, you do so much more than you can imagine. My name's been Ash Lynch, and this was the brief history of Pennywise the Dancing Clown.